called to order by our chair, Mr. Art Piero.
Just got here.
Dr. Graham is not present, and Ms. Solis will be here shortly.
Thank you. Is anyone here to speak under public comment? No. Okay. Item 4.1, gentlemen.
Chair Barrow, board members, welcome back.
Thank you.
Good to see you. We're going to go ahead and get started with the summary for each project. Beginning with Trans Mountain, we had to switch over the power on Saturday. So we're back, the contract is back on site, started the demolition on Monday. And then the site work will mobilize no later than May 28th if we can moving that. We're actually, as a side note, all these schedules you'll see still the approved schedules. We won't change it until the schedules get approved, but obviously the schedule and Rio Grandes, a couple of them, and even you see will change once it's been approved. But right now, you're looking at the current approved schedule. As far as Valle Verde PPC, we were able to come up with a solution that took El Paso out of the equation. I mean, we still have to address that issue I told you about at the last meeting, but at least now we're able to proceed. Otherwise, it will be a delay, pretty much almost like the one we saw on Trans Mountain. So this was a really good solution, and it entailed reconfiguring the parking alley where we did use a few parking spaces that we have excessive parking spaces anyways, and so it allows us now to proceed. The water line issue, also good news, is resolved. So now we're looking at an approximate delay of about 16 calendar days. It's not formalized yet, that's why I say approximately. The contractor will provide us with a detailed justification, how we impact the schedule to bring this. Yes, sir. Yeah.
When you guys do this, how many days do you plan on, like rain, snow, sleet?
There's in our document that we issue out with the proposal, there's a chart in there, and we say, okay, Mr. Contractor, for January, figure out, I forget the exact number of days, let's say 3 days. The February is 2 days, and we won't grant them any days unless they exceed those days we tell them to anticipate. In other words, for example, this month, let's say we had that big rain. We'll have, like on the monthly table that we gave them, say 3 days for May, well, they only lost 1 day. They're going to have to get more than 3 days for us to give them 1 day, if that makes any sense. So that's kind of how we control that. We give them basically an average what we expect per month. They're supposed to incorporate that with their schedule. And then if it goes above that, then yeah, we'll run them those days. Yes, sir.
Do they bank days? In other words, if they don't use
No.
any days in May, they can't carry
Absolutely
forward?
not. No, they've tried that with me a number of times.
Use it or lose it?
No, use it or lose it, exactly. So that it's not a carryover system.
Boy, you're mean.
It's the rules. So anyway, the project is going well now. They're moving right along. That thing with El Paso Electric was really a big break. We came up with a solution that allowed us to circumvent that and move on with the project. Valle Verde Classroom Lab, the pre-construction meeting took place May 8th. We're going to have the first OAC meeting next Tuesday, and by May 2029, May 29, 2018, we should have, yes sir?
I'm still an Aggie, and I still don't know what OAC means.
So, owner, architect, and contractor meetings. It's a weekly meeting. We have, usually at the trailer, once the trailers are there, that representatives from El Paso Community College will come in, the police, fiscal plant, sometimes with IT, and they all come in there, and then the architect is representatives, we have representatives, and the contractor, and we'll go over, basically have an agenda to go through where we are, what the forecast is for the next 2 weeks, so on.
Okay.
Things like
I just,
that. Yeah, I apologize, I should have told everybody.
Aggies don't understand.
No, that's understandable.
At least in Mexico. Well, if it's numbers, I can tell.
So anyway, so it's moving well along. There is one thing that came out was the way the fence was set up and the trailers were blocking some of the sidewalks, and we want to keep the accessible sidewalks for the student to be able to go around, because this is going to be 2 years. So we're looking into options there. We're meeting with El Paso Community College representatives, and we're trying to work out a solution where we can keep the sidewalks open for the students to be able to go around, so they don't have to go away around the other buildings. That's the only thing that's come up so far. Other than that, it's going very smoothly. Now, I have a little drone flyover for the Valle Verde classroom. We'll show you, it covers, and again, we'll try to do this once a month. It covers the Valle Verde site itself. And I'm sorry, let me get up. Let's give me this area here. And there's our architecture building there. So now you can see the architecture building here is oriented, and this is where the site is going to be. This is only 2 minutes. I didn't bring popcorn for that. Now we're going to start going towards the Valle Verde TTC site. And that's the contractor's trailer there. And this is Hawkins here, and this opportunity out here. That's the little propeller for, it's kind of picking out in there. These are the portables there, and this is the side.
You got the grass?
You don't have any female construction workers, huh? I don't see a pink porta potty.
Oh,
They're security drones.
that's good. So that's it.
Yeah, thank you. Second.
We're actually able to get a variance from the FAA because we're not supposed to fly over. The FAA has a restriction airspace, but through ECM we asked for a variance and they granted it to us. Going 400 feet is the ceiling on that. So moving on now to back to Northwest, the addendum was issued on May 15th. The proposals came in today. We still, obviously, the evaluation committee still have to sit down and evaluate. They'll meet on June 20th, and we'll tentatively present it to the board on June 28th, as well as the commissioning agents and also the Mission El Paso. Mission El Paso, the pre-proposal process was held on May 15th. Proposals will be June 6th, and the evaluation committee will meet June 18th. We'd also, like I said, tentatively submit the proposal to and the recommendation from the committee at the June 28th meeting. Rio Grande. We actually, all this time, we haven't started the contract process. We're hopeful to start tomorrow. We've been doing some value engineering exercises with Arrow. Arrow's been most cooperative, by the way. They've been great to work with and help us find some solutions to try to get as much money saved as possible without being detrimental to the project. We came up with about $435,000 of savings. $323,000 will go ahead and include in the contract. In other words, whatever the contract was set up for from the proposal, we're going to be deducting $323,000 from that. Then we still have $111,000 that we still need to work through. But since that's going to take a little bit of time, we said, okay, let's do this with change order later because we can't delay this. We really got to get this contract going. So we are hoping to get this executed within the next 2 weeks. We're a little bit at the mercy of the contractor to get their forms, their bond forms, insurance forms, and all that. But time is of the essence of this, so we're trying to proceed here pretty quick. We also have identified some final solutions for temporary parking, and that's part of the action that we'll speak about, we'll talk about a little bit later. And just a conservative guess of the notice to proceed date of June 28th for this project. We're really hoping we'll beat that, but that's kind of our estimate right now. So this is a little bit of a surprise. Actually, it's a surprise for all of us, but at the time of issuing the drawings for proposals, PSC came up with this idea. It's for this area here.
Oh, so it's a good surprise.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Well, yes. It's a $37,000 surprise, and for two reasons I'm telling you about this. One is you could save $37,000, but number two is it's something you haven't seen before. So we felt compelled to bring it to you, so at least you can pass judgment on it and see if in your mind it's worth the $37,000. It is part of the base bid. This is already figured in, but this was something that Arrow brought to us as a way to save money, so I'm bringing it to you. Personally, I think it's a great idea, but I'll let you be the judge of that. So if you look at that area right there, then if you recall, there was going to be a giant seal of El Paso Community College at one time, and then we said, well, let's take that out. So now we have basically a blank wall. So looking at this, this is what they put in the drawings. That blank wall right now, it has all these little circles in there, which are basically holes through the wall. And these are basically little LED lights in there. And this area here, if we could cut a section through here, this is the wall. So you're looking perpendicular to the wall. If you cut a section through that, this little light fixture there, this right there, I'm going to roll that up so you can understand what's going on. That looks like this. These are the light fixtures right here. They say here you go. And those light fixtures can change different colors or can be a single color. And they are in these pipes, and they have these lens out here. And this, again, this is the outside wall. That's this wall. You're looking that way. So basically, when you're looking at these lights, you're looking at these lenses, if that makes any sense. So this is what it's going to look like. And let me tell you how this is. It took me a while. I'm not that smart. It took me a while to figure out, but they had to actually come. This is really a night view, aerial view of El Paso. And that blue dot symbolizes the Rio Grande campus. If you get a little closer to it, this is kind of what it looks like. So the beauty about this thing is each unit, you can change the color. So if you wanted to, you could put, like, say, a blue for where the other campuses are. Or if, let's say it's Christmas, you can change it green and red. I personally, I love it, but I put it up, but that's just me. Yes, sir.
Did any one individual location, any significance to the location, or is it sort of a scattergram just for El Paso in general?
Yes, sir. It's just, if you look from satellite down to El Paso and you have a night view, that's basically the light.
Well, I understand that the general, but point just to one
Oh.
light. Is that going to represent the intersection of the street, or?
No. This
That's
is just, it's really fairly random.
Okay.
This will be like the Franklin Mountain, and this would be obviously the location.
So one's not Tom's house, one's not Mel's house.
Did you put ours?
It could
Did you
be
put
if
ours
you
house
have
on there?
imagination.
That's a bull.
But
It's on the other
now,
page.
a serious question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you do something like this, I can understand that, but any kind of electrical thing, what is the maintenance implication?
Well, these are LED lights, so they last a very, very long time. So, and there are, let me go back over. There is an
Are you
access
going to bet your
manual.
salary on the fact that LEDs last for
I
a
don't
very
make
long?
that much, sure. I can.
There's an access panel to them, so you can change the bulb.
Yeah, see, there's a
So
metal panel.
we're looking at the maintenance And
We
they
can
have
speak to that. I just told them about a minute ago.
I haven't seen the specs on it, but most LEDs have a warranty of 10 years plus
I'm
now.
not so worried about that,
Yes,
is
sir.
that you have the ability to access.
Yes,
Put
sir.
a ladder up there.
See
and-
these screws right here? This is a metal panel that they can pull the screws out and no metal, so you come right behind, you can change any lights you want.
Okay, and they're all accessible with the standard ladder and all that
Yes,
kind
sir.
of.
Because don't forget, this is behind the parking garage, so it's real floor to floor heights.
Yeah,
So
you
should
access
be-
from behind, wouldn't you?
Sir?
You would access the bulbs from behind. not-
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From inside the garage.
This panel here, yes, sir. And since there's the floor to floor height, the garage is very low, if you couldn't get to that light, it would not.
I don't anticipate it being a big hassle.
Yeah. Should be.
So, hidden alley on the big little house.
Is there options on the design? So those were my questions, the maintenance, how often will it go out? But on the design itself, while
LED flash.
once you explained it, but when the public goes by, they're not gonna have an explanation, they're just gonna see random lights.
Right. And it's part of being an art. To me, this is a little more than art than architecture.
You can put Dr. Mitchell's cell number there.
I mean, that, to me, it should be seen more as an art than really a map per se. So it leaves, but I think it'll be an interesting piece to speak about. And it'll be very charming at night as people drive by, even on the trail, on the electric cars and all that.
For $12,500, it's a great investment.
And that's not 37.
I'm just saying, can you make them where they blink intermittently?
I believe so. I believe, actually, I believe so. But I'll have to find out for sure. I think she pretty much told me you can do anything with those colors. It depends how you program it.
And you can change the program?
Yes, sir.
Yes, this is comparable to the, not too far away, art sculptures on Airway. Those are LED lights and they're programmable to do anything you want. I mean, obviously, somebody that knows how to program it, you can change it, but you can play with it.
Do you remember when we were in Florida, that hotel visiting Valencia? They had something, yeah, they had something similar.
So it's,
And this was added at last minute by the architect.
yes, sir,
so
yeah.
That's why we're bringing it to attention.
Yeah, and you have not seen it, so we figure it's important that.
It's, I mean, we're not gonna vote on it today, right?
No, but I want to make sure you feel comfortable because we could always save $37,000, but in my opinion, at least, I think it's worth leaving as it is. I just want to bring that to your attention. Yes.
What other options?
Julie and I like it for you.
You think it's cute.
We like it.
Well, there's a number of things.
I like that.
The main thing is if you don't do it exactly a blank, which is okay.
But if we put the other campus lights up there.
$37,000, it's still quite a bit of money.
If we didn't, it would just be a blank.
And that's why I'm bringing it up, because if you
Goes
feel,
there with lights.
But then that's what, could you go in there and then program the EPCC logo?
Yeah, that's curious.
depends if I can connect the dots. I would have to play with it, but I think, no, the answer is no. I think I know what you're getting to. These dots will be there with these tubes, so the only thing you can program is the dots, you can't move the dots, if that makes sense. So you'll have to go with what stations are there.
Yeah, you can change colors, but not.
Exactly, exactly.
Red at Christmas.
Can you get them EPC turquoise? EPCC?
That's, yeah, the answer is yes, but that, I think that's the idea right here, is do that one, that Rio Grande
I
is.
personally wouldn't spend
Tubular.
that money on
Is
it.
it
I,
tubular or turquoise?
it's what I'm gonna get. I get that it's art, but how do you get it out to the people, letting them know that it's what it represents? It is art, and I love it, what you tell us, but how do you get everybody else to know that?
Well, it's like any art piece, you know, some of them is just by looking at it feels right, and it's a good information, but it's like everything else, it might word of mouth, might make go, hey, what is that? But the bottom line is like anything else.
A little plaque below it saying.
Yeah, that's a good idea, that's a good idea. No,
That's her idea, still.
oh, yeah, that was a good suggestion, to put a little plaque maybe by the entrance that kind of explains that, maybe even there's a bronze plaque with little black dots that it says, hey, this is what it represents, maybe.
John, you have any issues with it?
Okay, so we'll see.
Make sure that they access it, check it out, LEDs and all that stuff.
Well, really provides for an interesting wall that otherwise would just
It
be
is
a
something
wall.
different.
Exactly.
It is something different.
Okay, very good.
Wait till Miss, you better go fast, Miss Solis and Dr. Graff come. It's gonna go down.
This was an exercise, to see how we see, we hadn't seen it, make sure they were okay with this proceeding. No, I don't think so, unless they feel.
I move to accept it.
Okay, very well. Okay, now a little bit now about the accessible parking options. This has been a pretty tough one from the standpoint that there's not a whole lot of extra parking just laying around for us to get accessible. That being said, let me show you where we are on that. The A and B, obviously A is where the building's going to be built, and B is where the staging area is for the contractor to set up. So all those parking spaces are basically gone. So what we're looking at is on-street parking, like you see here at C. Well, that's really not good because it's extremely steep, and it's not nowhere near an accessible entrance. So we actually, this one and this one as well, the D here, we actually came up with a sketch, ECM did, that showed additional parking spaces, accessible parking spaces, tried to get it to restrive for the city, and the city is just simply not buying it. Basically, they don't want to do it. We even suggested some additional parking spaces down this way. The slope is a little bit steeper than otherwise, but we're explaining, well, this is just temporary, just to accommodate people people that need accessible parking. And so far, we haven't been very successful in that standpoint. So that leaves those two. Now, there's potential options. One, obviously, will be a shuttle service to the existing parking lots. All these E's are all existing parking lots.
How far is the furthest E?
The furthest E or the closest?
The furthest.
The
So
furthest.
if I get there late and I need to walk to the building to class, how far is that?
I would guess maybe 350, 400 feet, something about like that. I know from here is 700 feet, and I'll explain to you. I know that. Yeah, so say if this is 700 feet, I would say that's probably about 350 or so. It's really not too bad, but again, keep in mind, I haven't gotten to the permanent parking yet or temporary parking. I'm just talking about accessible parking right now. And so you would definitely, in my mind, somebody in the accessible building might go a little too far to go, albeit I have no reason. So, yes, sir.
Just to put this in perspective, how many parking spaces are we going to lose at A and B?
And I'll tell you in just a minute. I got, let me go. I can tell you where. 134.
Okay, 134,
Yes,
okay. So we're looking for 134 elsewhere. Now, if we have the KTSC property, that was about 40, right?
More. So he's gonna go through.
Mr. Keep in mind now, I'm just talking about accessible parking. So I will get into this parking part. Right now, I'm just trying to address the issue that we need accessible parking. We're removing accessible parking, so we're
So we're
trying.
losing 134.
Yeah, totally, yes, sir, yes, sir.
accessible.
Yeah, ADA, yeah. Handicap parking, yeah. Yeah, you're right, that's what I do. But handicap these days, honestly, has become kind of prohibitive. It's a little bit of a term that you shouldn't use, that's why I use accessible parking. So, but yes, the long story short would be handicap. I don't mean to offend anybody, but anybody.
So I guess what, just clarifying, when they accessible parking, we mean parking for people that have special needs, that need to park close by, and there's regulations, that there's different slope requirements, and obviously that's what he's talking about, not 134, but that was sort of the original discussion. That discussion is just.
So, but resuming where I was, so we could also, another option would be restripe some areas in the parking garage to make them accessible, or accessible. Now you know what accessible means, make them accessible. And there's an option out there that's now kind of, there's a discussion between El Paso, it doesn't involve ECM, but between El Paso them allowing us to do some just accessible parking, not temporary parking, just accessible parking here in this lot.
Who is that, but that lot belongs, we would have to rent that lot.
No, that lot belongs to the,
Oh, it's own.
it belongs to the college, yes, sir. The problem with it has been that it needs the approval of the historical commission's approval from the neighborhood and the municipal, you know, so.
Let's put a cell tower.
Is that a dirt lot?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
And-
if it's a dirt lot, then don't you have a problem of controlling parking width?
Yes, yes, sir. And I believe, and I just based on what I hear from El Paso Community College, the suggestion is maybe they'll make it a gravel lot, and then maybe some compacted gravel where the paths are going to be. In other words, we probably wouldn't have to.
But if it's our lot, and we were to get the city to allow us to pave it, because for environmental reasons, I mean, we're kicking up dust and we're
Yeah.
doing all that, I think it would help the neighborhood.
I agree. I just don't know.
I mean, in
if
the long
that's-
run, it's.
Rick,
it's
I'm
our
sorry,
lot.
Rick, I was trying not to bug you about this.
We don't know if paving will be acceptable to them yet. We put that out there. We're still discussing with them, and I'll have more information on the whole thing tomorrow, but it looks promising. They want to work with us. They want to make it, as long as a temporary handicapped accessible lot, they're willing to work with us, and let's just see what they come up with. We need to give them a proposal, which we're getting ready to do, and then they'll come back to us and see what adjustments we might have to make.
Dr. Mitchell, that would work?
Well, it's better than the other options
The other
because
options.
it's almost straight down to the first accessible entrance. I think that's one of the things you have to think about in looking at this, is all of the accessible entrances are on the south side of the A building and the B building. And there's hills every other direction. And so either coming straight down from C to the entrance where the D is at, where we have the current on-street parking, there is an accessible entrance there. There's one on the other side of the cafeteria adjacent to the B, and we have a ramp out there. And then the other one is off of the alleyway, which I don't know if it's going to be accessible. It goes to the
The
basement.
alleyway is going to be blocked off.
Yeah, so it goes to the basement. So we only have 2 accessible entrances totally to Building A and Building B. And to the H building, across the street, there's an accessible entrance off of El Paso Street, close to the garage, and then off of the 3rd floor of the garage. And on the far side of the H building, you can get in off of that side, but you have to walk uphill to it. So we're limited anywhere on accessible entrances.
How many spots are we looking at for for disability parking?
Well, we lost, by doing A and B, we lost 10.
So this solution is first for the 10 that we need to do that.
And there's more than enough space in there for 10.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Where C is or where D?
Where G is.
G.
Where G is.
G.
Right.
Yeah.
G's right
No, G.
That unimproved lot
here. Right.
is, and it doesn't belong to us?
No, it belongs to us.
It does.
But that's everything.
And you can,
Yeah.
you can restrict parking with a sign saying, hey,
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So that would solve that issue.
Yes, sir.
For those spots that we need for that.
Now I'm going to actually to the action item. Yes, sir, just
Repeat, perhaps that other options, if that doesn't work, is shuttling from E.
either one of these existing parking lots, or restripe some in the parking garage.
Dr. Mitchell, what's?
Well, if everyone,
shuttles.
if all the handicapped is in the parking garage, we have some individuals that have trouble going across the street because we have traffic coming down El Paso Street from the hill. They speed down there even though it's a school zone. And the curb on that to get down, it's not ideal, depending on who you're looking at, what handicaps.
So G would be
Is G
a better solution.
G is a better solution. the striping in the H building is good for those faculty who have classes and offices in the H building, but if they're going to the other buildings, it's not ideal at all.
You know, Dr. Mitchell brought up a good point. Have we looked at, because the cars are speeding even though it's a school zone, have we looked at speed bumps? You know, they took the ones away from the road and we
Yeah.
just move over.
In the city streets,
It has come up before.
I mean, because the day we were there, you're right, there was some, and it wasn't Judge Henry.
Right. And even though we have the flashing lights in school zone, they don't see them, or the overhead lights.
But for you, your police officers out there, you'll tickets about for a week and they'll stop.
Yeah,
The concern on
our
shuttle
police sit out
services-
there and they park their car out there and
Expensive
they go really slow down.
Well,
Writing them
and
tickets,
if you're
they'll
Yeah.
stop.
transporting students with disabilities, it's much more difficult
Yeah.
for the shuttle service. That's
Yeah.
my only concern with the shuttle service.
Right, because it depends on the accessibility for the shuttle. And if everyone's got books and bags and
You've got,
canes and walkers and,
if you're trying to accommodate various schedules, you're gonna have to run shuttle every 15 minutes almost.
right.
It's gonna be a mess.
Well, I mean, you could, but you'll find out soon.
We'll have more information soon.
But from what I'm hearing is, it's gonna be an option whether we pave it or not. It's just, how do we designate the spaces for parking? Is that,
For
is that
G,
what? For G, yes.
I don't think
Is
so,
this
yeah.
is there a zoning issue?
No, remember, I was under the impression it was zoned R1, but I was told today it's actually A1, which really doesn't make a difference to us right now for this matter, because they would only allow us to make use of it for handicap parking during the construction period. At least that's the short-term plan.
We've tried to convert it to a parking before, and the city denied us.
Twice.
Yeah.
Specifically, what was the reason, Rick?
Because it is in the historical committee, the historical, what's district, and the historical district does not want a parking lot.
Let's put it in Sunset Heights.
But we're
Sunset
getting-
Heights.
The meeting would be over now. Oh my God, look at all these receipts, everything.
But it looks promising for at least the duration of this project to use it.
Temporary.
So just to throw it out, is it something we want to champion to make it to go against the historical commission, to go against Sunset Heights, to go against, again, round 2 with them, to make it a parking? I mean, it's just a dirt lot right now. Well, I don't understand the differences between throwing asphalt in and stripe and
How many spaces
Well, my
does this not?
suggestion, at least I would think, let's take a little bit of time. If they allow us to use it in temporary thing for 2 years, maybe after a year, we say, we've been using it a year. What would you feel if we went ahead and made this permanent?
No, but it just seems like it's a better solution for that piece of property since we can't build.
So we've all agreed with that.
No?
Well, just, I agree with Mr. Lovato, because if we go and try to get the permanent right away, it's gonna take multiple months.
Right.
We're really in a hurry here to make a move. By the summer.
Probably by the fall semester.
Kind of swap some of that.
Well, from what Mr. Lovato said, we may hear something as early, only, I look at looking at that.
Pardon? Oh, I'm sorry. Just thinking, sir.
From what I heard you say, we may find out as soon as this week whether we can use it, right?
For sure by next week we'll know.
But that request is for temporary.
Right.
Yeah. I just found out, in fact, just about an hour ago, that the city was agreeable to this. So they want me to write a proposal to them and tell them exactly what we plan to do. And then we'll sit down and discuss how to make it happen.
How many spaces will you accommodate in G?
Honestly, I don't know.
You know, we really haven't even looked at, I think if I remember the old plan, we were looking at 20.
That many?
20 or 20.
Yeah, but that was, I think, was not all handicapped.
Correct.
That was-
No, it wasn't, so it might be
Yes,
Wider
12 to
spaces.
15, I would imagine.
It's sort of be, that would
That
work.
would
It would work, it would certainly help
Make
us.
them wider.
So we can, so which is, right here? Over.
There's like 8 options. Hopefully,
No, it's that.
And what are the other options? I mean, are we looking at, what's the action item is?
The action item is coming out is right now.
Oh, okay.
It's coming out. That's basically, well, let me go to that real quick. So this is a temporary parking leasing agreement. I'm going to get to explain how we got to where we're now asking you for that permission. So again, that's where there's 90 parking spaces we're losing there. And then on B, where the staging is, we're losing additional 44 parking spaces, so we're losing a total of 934 parking spaces. So now, these are the options now. We're now, forget about the accessibility issue, now we're talking about actual parking, just parking in general. We look at that option, obviously that's number one, and this is the one that has been tried in the past. It didn't work, and we certainly could try it again, if you so choose. But for the time being, at least we assumed that it was not an option, just because of all the steps involved with getting permission to use it. Number two, and actually number three, both churches, they use their parking lot heavily during the day, so that was not an option. So then we looked at where EPISD is. EPISD is saying by next fall they're going to need both sites completed, so that's not an option either. Which then led us to the Holocaust Museum. Well, they apparently even asked El Paso Community College for additional parking spaces because when they have big events, and it's used during the day, so that's not an option as well. There's this little corner piece. The problem with this corner lot, first of all, it's very hard to access. You have to, you almost have to, if you take this alley here, you have to jump over the wall, go through an alley, which is never a good idea, to walk to the buildings. That also have to go all the way around here. And the thing with this vacant building, you don't know if it's 2 years, if they need to lease the building, then obviously they need the parking associated with that building, so there's no guarantee that we could get this for 2 years to begin with. So that led us to the SM lot, yeah. That's the KPSM lot. We know about that one. We get 77 parking spaces. Now, there's this lot here. It used to be formerly a gas station, and that's the lot we're looking at, where restriping could be an option. Basically, we would have 130 parking spaces gained if we did that. Here's a layout we did just to see how many parking spaces we could gain out of that. 53 parking spaces is about 700 feet to the campus. It's not a very long walk at all, and it seems to be the best. El Paso
Nobody likes to walk in El Paso.
Excuse me?
Nobody likes to walk in El Paso.
Oh, I know.
I'm just saying.
But it is honestly, it doesn't seem to be that long. It's basically 2 city blocks. It's 2 city of El Paso blocks, and El Paso Community College has contacted the new owner. Apparently, is a brand new owner that just acquired the property, and he's willing to entertain the idea of leasing it to the college for 2 years. So, what this basically the reason we're being here is to ask for your permission to enter into negotiations with the owner for that parking.
These appear to be the best options that we have. We'll have to meet with KTSM and ask them what their timeline is. Last time I did an interview with Channel 9, there was no boxes anywhere. So we'll have to ask how fast they're looking at that. But this appears to be the best option. I appreciate ECM and our team, Mr. Gadler and Mr. Obama in particular, focusing on this, but these two seem to be the best options that we have at this point.
But we're still short, aren't we?
We're short 4
Four
spots.
spaces.
Yeah, I think,
The deans, they don't need.
no. But remember, we're gonna add an additional probably 12 to 15 in that G area for disability. So we're actually have a net gain of 8 to 11.
And who owns the G, I'm sorry, who owns that corner lot? The G
It's a
area?
new owner. I don't know who it is.
And
Had
we're
it.
doing,
I thought G's EBCC.
G is us, yeah, sorry, we own that, yes.
oh, excellent, okay. So that's for
But
the,
we've not been given permission in the past to use it as a parking lot.
so we're just gonna do it and then ask for
I
forgiveness?
know we're gonna ask to do it,
Oh,
because we're constructing now as a temporary.
temporary.
We think that will be allowed.
That's just through the city? HLC, oh, that is HLC, and should I help that?
You should have a president that would just pay it.
I don't remember, okay. I don't know.
Okay, so you need a motion to proceed with the negotiations.
Yes.
You have a motion?
Second.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Questions? Motion passes.
Thank you. So that concludes the reading.
Can we go into executive for just a few minutes? And then, before we do that, can you go over the lights with the Solis?
Absolutely.
But just real quick. Okay.
Ms. Nahara just told me,
Oh, okay, forget it. Let's just go into.
it's awesome,
Okay.
and she explained it to me. I didn't have to vote on it, right? I bet Dr. Graham
We
will
gave
love that.
them, we gave them,
The lights?
She's on trial, so that's, she's not here, she doesn't get it.
No, but I bet that she would like that.
Oh, I
Ms. Solis, we directed the ECM to move forward on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna vote, but we just.
That's a good question.
Whose idea was that?
Meeting, we really don't have anything.
Yes, we want to talk about that in executive.
Okay.
Well, while everybody's here, we're not gonna have a June 7th meeting.
No June 7th. No June 7th, okay, let me take it off my calendar. Right now, I'll forget. Okay, where is everyone? Okay.
And then I think, wait, ECM stays?
No, June 7th?
Oh, no.
No June.
I don't have any items for ECM.
Oh, I thought you were, we're going executive.
When's the next board meeting in June?
June 28th.
But that's a Project Aviva.
That's what?
Project Aviva dinner. They sit on the thing for tables that I guess we're hosting for sponsor. It's a Thursday, June 28th, yes. Project Aviva dinner. Emma Schwartz is being on her. We got a table. Sorry. So I guess we won't go then.
So we're going to go meeting.
Pam, whenever you're ready, we call the executive.
Sure. Time is 4:45 PM. The Board of Trustees may conduct an executive closed session pursuant to Chapter 551 of the Trust Establishment of Whiteboard Policy. Consultation with this attorney, seeker, legal advice, or consultation regarding pending conflict litigation.
We're not to come back, right?
Authorized by law. Two, discussion about the value or transfer of.
Are we doing myself?
Three, discussion about a prospective.
Thank you, John.
A
little bit.
Consideration of personnel matters. 5, discussion about security personnel matters. 46, discussion of certain economic development matters. The board may also announce we're going to executive session on the items listed on the agenda. Closed sessions. Any vote regarding these matters shall be taken in open session.
I'm all under his feet.
We reconvened at 5:07. At 5:10, we adjourned.
Oh, Chris is back in. And so